If you can't check your own community, then you need to check out. If a Muslim and a Crip is fighting, that's two dudes fighting. That ain't two organizations fighting. That's just two dudes fighting. If the Muslim lose the fight, then you can get your one-on-one back again.
Right.
Get your skills back up.
Right.
Because if I have to jump on your man because my man can't fight, because that's what's going on right now. If two of you have to jump on one guy, then both of you are scared of that one guy. Because it takes two of you to jump on one.
Right.
You don't show no power like that. You show weakness.
Right.
Where your man can stand toe-to-toe with their man.
Right.
And take a win or a loss.
Right.
Without you jumping in. Because if you jump into this fight, then your whole gang gonna get ran out of this institution. Cause the truth. Because everybody's making money. That's my main thing. How could I make institution work right? I'm gonna show you how to make your money. And be successful in this place. That's so Waters, which was moving me from place to place, but each one of them were lying. Man, you help us out and get institutions under control and stop the violence in here, and then I'll try to help to get you home. And the moment that happened, they put me on the first bus smoking. The first bus smoking.
So as soon as you got everything under wraps, now you gone.
Oh, I'm out of here.
Wow.
I'm out of here. So until one warden, Warden Hooks, Brad Hooks, I mentioned his name because he said I'm a success story.
Wow.
He told me in his office, at that time, prisoners were sitting down. They were rioting all over the place. And we was in Rogers State Prison at that time. And he said, quick story, he said, the commissioner's on the line. He want to know if my prison going to go into a riot too. He talking to an inmate. And I said, maybe, maybe not. Give me a chance to talk to everybody. And what I told all the gang members and everybody that had any kind of power in prison, because I talked to their leaders, I said, let me tell you something, these bricks don't burn. I've tried it before. I've been in riots and tried to burn places, these buildings down. It don't work. We would just repaint them after they come in here and bust our heads. And you're going to lose your phones, your tablets, your drugs, your power, your livelihood, whatever you're doing in here,
right,
will be gone. And these bricks will still stand. Because contrary to what people think,
right,
even though we in prison, this prison did not want me. And it does not want you. It already has you. It wants your unborn children.
That's good.
It wants your seed. These walls got us. It's already touched us. It wants our seed, because the moment you begin to think like prison, they know you will give birth to a child
that think like
prison.
Wow.
And you will keep these walls going. Keep these walls going. Because they don't want us anymore. And that's what every African-American man don't only understand. If they've been touched by prison in any kind of way, it don't want you. It already got you. It wants your children. That's why they don't, and I don't understand. They don't fight. They don't fight no more like they should. When the institution is saying, I want your children. Feed them to me. And all we doing, we're laughing and still fighting and robbing and gangbanging. And this place said, don't worry. If I got you, I got your children. Because you will continue to act like this and give birth to children and act like this, and they'll see their daddy in prison and they'll follow their daddy's footsteps right in prison. So that's what it wants. It wants our children.
Now that's deep. Man, from the Inside Out podcast, that is really deep. Hakeem, I'm going to give you a few minutes because I feel like somebody going to pass this podcast to a young man. So your criminal journey started when you was 15. So you don't talk to your 18-year-old self. You talk to your 15-year-old self. If you could speak to your 15-year-old self, what would you tell him that would keep him from not being a victim of the criminal justice system or being punished by the criminal justice system? Because we're talking about how do we punish a child.
One of the things plenty of things I would say, wake up. But the main thing I would say to that 15-year-old child is that the world is bigger than your street. The world around you, the things you want, the cars, the power, the money, some fame, all that's coming from somewhere. Those buildings in Atlanta was built by someone, owned by someone. Find out who owns them. You can own one too. Your life is bigger than the streets. It's bigger than your partners running the streets and getting drunk. The world is bigger. And it is yours. There's nothing can be denied from you if you educate yourself. That if you educate yourself, that is the one thing no one can ever take care of you, take away from you. And that you deserve to be in the room. Don't ever think because where you come from, where you've been, that you don't deserve to be in any room that you open the door to.
That's good.
Do not be afraid.
That's good. That's good. So I heard you mention the book a few times. So I know somebody will probably be watching this episode, and I definitely want them to learn more about. So tell us the name of your book.
Trapped Inside Myself by Hakeem Woodard.
Trapped Inside of Myself by Hakeem Woodard.
Yep.
I like that. Tell them what you're currently doing now, man, because you're doing a lot but just the transition. Where did you come home?
I came. Brad Hooks on that warden wrote the parole board and put his 32 years of a warden on the line and said, if this kid come back to prison, you can take my pension, you can take my whole salary, and I'll quit.
Wow.
Put his everything on the line. He told me. In his office, he said, you see these pictures? These are my sons, my boys. My wife gave birth to. I am putting their lives on the line for you, boy. Young man. And I never remember what he told me. Get that slick stuff out of your system. He said, I don't, because in here, being slick and being that mover, that's survival.
Right.
But on the streets, that's considered a crime. People look at you as a shyster. Get it out of your system. You don't have to maneuver yourself like that. You don't have to. You're about to be a citizen. Act like one. I act like one. So I come home and I become a manager at an oil place and Emory University, Barton and Juvenile Justice Law Clinic student, a lawyer, Stephen Reber, came to see me. He said, hey, we didn't help work to get you out of here to do this. So I started doing consultant work for Emory University, Barton Juvenile Justice Law Clinic. And then I created a job. I became a sentencing consultant for the Fulton County Public Defender's Office.
Wow.
It's no such job as that. I created it. I was the one who helped the lawyer understand the client and the client understand the lawyer.
Wow.
Because how can a lawyer defend a person that they never lived that life before?
Right.
And how can the client understand the lawyer when they don't trust him?
When you don't trust him.
So he's trying to defend you though. So I did that for a while, and then I got all my rights back very fast. But less than 5 years, I got full clemency. All my rights back. I was doing so much in society, helping people. John Maxwell, doing speaker coaching training. Became the first person with a felony to ever be hired by the Department of Juvenile Justice.
Wow.
They changed the law.
Wow.
They changed the law to hire me.
Wow.
And I wrote the program called Step to Change, and it was to help young men transition from child to adult. The SB 440s.
Wow.
If you were tried as an adult in the state of Georgia, you was on my caseload.
Wow.
We cut down suicides. They started getting their GEDs. They started fighting staff. We mended families so much so that even some of the kids got resentenced.
Wow.
And the judge said, I don't know what you did to them. I don't know what light bulbs you turned on to this young man. This is not the same 15-year-old that I saw 3 years ago.
Wow.
I'm going to take his sentence and put it on probation, and I'm going to send him home today.
Wow.
But he was about to go to prison for 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
They changed his sentence. So I did that for some years. that program, and then I end up now I'm the director of juvenile services for the district Fulton County District Attorney's Office.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate your service. I appreciate you, first of all, not going into a criminal justice system and then just coming out and not doing something about my very topic. How do you punish a child? If anybody watching this podcast, Aakeem let us know that he was sentenced as a child by a criminal justice system. But then he had to transition and he had to get his rites of passage to manhood. And now he's out now doing something about the very topic we're talking about. So please share this with your friends. We're just here using real life stories, real life testimony. This is his testimony. You know, one thing we can't take from him is his story. It's his story. And I pray it bless somebody. I pray it change a young person's life. That's the only reason we're doing this. I'm signing off. I'm your host, Greg Washington. Thank you again, Aakeem, for being on the podcast, man. This means a lot to me because you didn't have to do this, but I just hope it get to just one person.
Just one person.
All right. Woo! That boy.
If you like this content, please like and subscribe.